everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Niner Empire. I'm your host, Jaymie, and so today we're going to go over my thoughts on some of the news that has come out this week and some of my thoughts on the presser from Kyle Shanahan and offensive coordinator Mike McDaniels. Um, we'll be right back after our intro, and I will get started. So thanks for joining us.
There at the 44-yard line of the Chargers. Taylor out to the left side. And Ricky Waters to the right. And a play fake. Young goes deep. Oh, he's got Jerry Rice. Touchdown 49ers. First touchdown of the game. Comes after only a minute and 24 seconds. 44 yards. Touchdown pass to Rice. He sets another record. How can they be champions something like that? Rice flipped them both. They're in a two-deep zone. And he got behind both safeties.
You are now tuned in to Good Morning Niner Empire, exclusively streamed at twitch.tv/9faithful
Alright, thank you guys all for joining us. So real quick before we get started, I'm gonna go over a few housekeeping things. So please make sure you follow us and subscribe to us on Twitch. Um, we are doing a lot of things on Twitch. We're having a lot of fun with some of the Twitch stuff that we are doing. Um, so obviously, if you're here following us on Twitch, that is awesome. We're at 905 Radio on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, if you connect it to your Twitch account, you can get a free sub. So please feel free to do that with us. You'd have to keep manually subscribing, but it is free. Normally, when you subscribe on Twitch, it does cost money, but if you connect it to your Amazon, it is free. So it's definitely a perk. We are still doing stuff up over on YouTube. We're still at 905 Radio on YouTube. We're still posting stuff over there. It is still great to follow us over there because we will have some content over there. We are at 905 Radio on Facebook and Instagram. So please keep up with that. These are our socials. This is a great way to keep up with what we're doing, especially since we did do such a big change switching over to Twitch pretty much full time. It's a great idea to follow us over there. And we are also on Twitter at 905R. That's also a great place to follow us. We do post stuff up there. You will get an idea of our schedule because we do post reminders and stuff on not just on Twitter, but on our Facebook and Instagram as well, I believe. So, it's a great idea to follow our socials. We also have our website, 950radio.com. That is a great place to check out all of our new blogs and everything coming out. Dylan is one of our new writers. He writes some awesome blogs. So please go check some of that stuff out. And we also do have a shop, 950radio.com/shop. That is a great way to help support the podcast and the shows to keep us going. We do have a new clothing line coming out. We will have links in the description later on and on our recent YouTube videos. There's links to these in the descriptions because we do have a new clothing line coming out that our main guy has worked very hard on. So yeah, um, so I believe that is all of the housekeeping and stuff. Let's see. Let me put up this one. Okay. Um, yeah. So that is all of the housekeeping for right now. So first off, before anything, just popped up on Twitter before I went live. Today is Joe Montana's birthday, so obviously we got to give a shout out to personally like an amazing obviously like a Hall of Fame quarterback in general and a 49er legend forever, obviously Joe Montana. So shout out to happy birthday to him. Just popped up on Twitter as a reminder. So that was awesome. So there's that. Unfortunately, we did have some serious injuries this week. Our one of our swing tackle, Justin School, tore his ACL, so he'll be out the remainder of the season. Um, and Travarius Moore tore his or pulled his Achilles. I don't know the right term, but he'll also probably be out the whole season as well. Um, since those are both injuries that take time to heal. And yeah. Oh, also, uh, Jeff Wilson Jr. tore his meniscus. I think I'm not entirely sure. He did tear something getting out of a chair. That's what I gathered from Kyle's presser. So he'll be out not the whole season, but he'll be out for a little bit. So I don't think he'll be ready to start the season. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I forgot to double check that, but he did do that. So we did have some injuries this week. I know that's been a huge talk uh, around 49er land recently. So especially this week, especially waking up to the news earlier at the beginning of the week with the ACL and the Achilles tear, because I think we all have a little bit of PTSD from how bad the injuries were last season and stuff. So, um, yeah, it really sucks. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on it. It sounds like the Jeff Wilson injury was just a real fluke. He was getting out of his chair. Like, I don't know how you stop that from happening. And stuff. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do about that kind of stuff. That just sounds like it was a freak accident. Kyle said that Justin's school was in a pass blocking practice play and his legs just buckled and it just the tear just happened. So also sounds like that was an accident. More sounds like he was working on a play and his Achilles just gave out. So that really sucks too. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this, and like we did just get a new strength and conditioning team, um, and like we can't have gotten another bad team. Like I don't. It has to be like just this weird fluke. I mean, at least it's not. I don't know. It sucks, especially with school. I feel like it really sucks because he was going to be our swing tackle, and like he was really good in the sense of like not um like having viable backups, because that's when we were really successful in 2019. That's what made us so good, is we had really good backups at our positions to help us keep going, because while we were getting injured, we did have players, we did have a lot of depth to rely on who were really solid and were able to help keep us going. So it just like that kind of stuff sucks. And whatnot. Yeah, so I mean, I've seen some great shows going on throughout this week about talking about injuries, and who are way more smarter about if there's ways to avoid these kinds of injuries. Like, I don't know if you guys follow Eric Crocker anywhere on social media. I'm sure if you search him, you'll be able to find him. He did a great show. I think yesterday or the day before. Um, he got another player and some other guys. Like I think Grant Cohn was on, and one other guy was on. And they did a great show talking about. I watched a little bit of it, talking about like how, because Eric Crocker was a former NFL defensive back, so he talked about like injuries, like what you can do to like prevent them and stuff like that. And it was really insightful because he said that he worked out, he did what he was supposed to do, he did what worked for him, and he didn't really have that many injury problems as some guys just do. So it sucks. Yeah, but like maybe I'll see, like if you follow me at 49ers fan 94, maybe I'll try to see if there's a way to like retweet it or get a link out, because it was really informative, because like these injuries that keep happening, I really feel like the whole fandom went into like a PTSD kind of freak out because of all the injuries. Yeah, I mean, these injuries do suck. And I think we did also sign, I forgot his name. We did sign another safety that happened literally before. If I could find his name, I think it's Troy something. Um, I'm trying to remember his name. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, safety Troy Jefferson to a 1 year deal. And this happened before Moore went down of injury, but it actually worked out because of that happening. But yeah, it just these suck. Injury, it is football. It does happen. Um, it sucks that it sucks that it happened, but it's also a good thing that it happened so early in the year, so that way these guys have a chance to come back and play next year if they rehab right and they feel like their bodies are able to handle it and stuff. Because if football is a brutal sport, and injuries just happen, and it is mini camp, so it's like I don't know an OTA, so it was like they weren't really. And I feel like when they do practice, they're always. I feel like players must always in the back of their head be like, I don't want to hurt my own teammate and like cause problems later down the road. It must be a weird thing going on, and stuff. So yeah, we got that going on. Um, yeah, so we have that signing, which makes a lot of sense, and whatnot. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else before we get into the pressers? I don't think there's anything else really. Yeah, I mean, maybe one last thing is let's I my hope is that the injury bug gets better uh going forward from here. I really hope like something I'll get into later is since they're not going to have any more OTAs or mini camps, it's canceled until training camp in July, I believe. Um, that we don't have any serious injuries during that time, and that when we do play in preseason, that like just in general that we don't have this many injuries. Because I really feel like with COVID last year, and not having the proper training camps and OTAs and having the right amount of time for players to get their bodies right, that we had a lot of like significant injuries last year. So hopefully it will be better um, and stuff this season. And since it looks like especially the 49ers, it looks like we are having a normal training camp and like off season for the most part this year, and a lot of the players are getting vaccinated, so COVID hopefully won't be as big of an impact this year. Like they won't have to worry about it as much. That having a normal off season will benefit them later in the future. Um, all right, so let's get into these pressers. So we had two pressers this week because we were supposed to have one on, I believe, Monday, but it got canceled and got pushed to either Tuesday or Wednesday. Um, I believe we had one from Kyle Shanahan, and then we had one from Mike McDaniel's, um, which was Mike McDaniel's first press conference. But I'm going to start with Kyle's first, just to get his stuff out of the way. Big thing coming out of his presser is he did cancel the remaining of like minicamp and OTAs. He said in his presser he felt pretty good because we had a big turnout for OTAs and stuff, that he felt like he got enough practice in with the guys and he felt okay. And like he didn't want to like keep going in with like after those injuries, and he was just worried that more stuff was going to happen. But then we did get it. He said that like since a lot of guys did show up, it was really good. So yeah, he did end up canceling because they were supposed to be mini camp all next week. That is not happening. That has been canceled. He also said that he wanted to give the guys enough rest after this, because I guess they're supposed to get a certain amount of time off before they come back for training camp in July, and stuff for before like before when they're racking up for preseason and stuff. Want to make sure the guys got enough rest and time away. and stuff. He did talk about the injuries. He said it was just a weird. The Jeff Wilson one was weird fluke. And he says like it sometimes this stuff just happens, and he wishes there's a way to prevent it, but there's nothing. Especially with soft tissue injuries, you never really know um, what you're going to do. And like honestly, I as not somebody who knows a lot about this stuff, I wish there was a way to like wish I had more information about this kind of stuff because it is I do feel like we do get an obscenely amount of injuries, but like I don't know what else we can do. Like we've tried. I mean, I don't know if we just like I feel like we've just gotten really unlucky, especially like the last couple of years with some of our injuries that we've had um and stuff. But he was just like um he was just he just said it was a fluke. Really, I mean, he went into a little bit more, but he was a little bit more detailed. But that's the gist of what he said and stuff. And like he really is just like there's nothing else you can really do. It just sucks, and you just gotta keep going um and whatnot. He did talk a little bit about Jimmy G. He said Jimmy G looked really good. This is the best he's looked in his off season since he's had him, since he's been here. He looks really locked in. He looks like he's in great shape. And yeah, he's really excited to see how Jimmy keeps proceeding the rest of the off season and into the season coming up. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty. I mean, that's really great for us as fans. I know that there's a lot of debate going on about should we start Trey Lance? Should we start Jimmy G? What should we do? We traded all this capital up to get Trey. We still do have Jimmy. Should we cut Jimmy? Save the money? Blah 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 blah. All this stuff. My opinion, I think the Niners are in a great position right now. We have a veteran player who knows the playbook. Like he has to by now. He's been here for like 4 years now, going 4 or 5 years now. He knows the playbook. He's had experience playing. He's had success playing because he's won us a lot of games. He's got us to the Super Bowl. He did his job in the playoffs, regardless if he threw a lot or not. He got us to the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. And he's done like he's had his issues, and Jimmy G's not um, like the dream quarterback for a lot of people, but he's done his job. He is a he. I don't want to call him a game manager. He game management quarterback. Like he just manages the game and he does what he needs to do, but he's doing his job. Like he's doing what he's supposed to do and stuff like that. So, and then we got a very very talented rookie coming out who has a lot of potential, who's very raw. And the great thing about the situation is we don't have to rush Trey Lance out. We don't have to. Like, we're in a position where we don't have to. We have a quarterback who we know has had a raw success when he's played, and the team has won more games when he played, um, and has overall done well for the most part when he's on the field. And like we have him here still. He's still with us. And like last week, Jimmy G did consider asking for a trade. Like this would be a different situation if Jimmy G like asked for a trade and stuff. Um, do I think Jimmy G is going to be here next season? After this upcoming season, probably not. But he's still here right now. And I think that's a great thing is the 49ers they have a quarterback that they can rely on now, but they don't have to rush their rookie. They can get to know him, get him to know the playbook. They can see him in practice. They don't have to like just throw him into the lion's den and have him start right away. Like we have some time. We can let Trey Lance like get acclimated, which I think is a huge thing. Like that's kind of been my mindset I don't know if Trey Lance will start the season. I know some people think he will. He might. There's a good possibility. Um, and with Jimmy G's injury history, if Jimmy G gets hurt, then yeah, he is starting. Obviously. Um, I don't. Do I see that happening? I honestly don't know. Like, I really don't know. And that's the thing. I don't know. I would be totally fine if Trey Lance did not start this season, though. I'm saying that too. Like, I'm cool with letting Jimmy G go out on a high note and leaving. Like, I'm cool with that. Um, some people say maybe he'll get traded at the deadline. I mean, that's possible. I'm not gonna rule anything out. Like, if Jimmy G's doing well and we're like 6-1 or whatever at the trade deadline, and a team comes in who desperately needs a quarterback and gives us a high pick, that's definitely possible. Um, I would listen to it, honestly. Like, and I'm a big Jimmy G fan. Like, I have his jersey and everything. Like, I've been a huge Jimmy G fan um, since he's been here. And my thing is with this, with Trey Lance coming in, if you watched Jimmy G's presser last week, he sounded a lot more motivated than he has in a while. I think this is pushing him. And like what I think on one of our other shows, two of my other co-hosts said the same thing is this is very reminiscent of when Bill Walsh brought over Steve Young or whatever happened with for to back up Joe Montana. And even though Steve Young was obviously very good as well, obviously, so it's very I don't know if it's going to be the exact same thing, but like I get very similar. Like this is pushing Jimmy, and Jimmy's going to maybe have a really good season because he's not going to be complacent. And I don't think Jimmy D purposely is complacent, but I feel like sometimes when you just get when you know you're the starter, you don't feel that urgency. And I feel like with Trey here, he might feel that now. And so I'm really hoping that regardless of what happens, I do think Jimmy G will start this season, unless like Trey Lance absolutely wows in training camp and somehow beats Jimmy. But um, I do feel like Trey will win this season. That Jimmy will play this season. I don't know why I just said Trey will win. Um, Jimmy will start, and I think Jimmy will do well. Um, I think we'll get a little bit more of 2019 Jimmy, a little bit of swagger Jimmy back. Um, and we'll just kind of have to see what happens. Like, I don't know what else to really say about that. He it's just going to be it's going to be a very big topic the whole season. And I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about it because this is all really anybody's talking about because there's nothing else really big stuff going on right now. Um, but he uh, is just doing like it's just gonna we'll have to see what happens. I mean, we're none of us are in the 49ers staff. Like none of us know what's going on. None of us are Kyle Shanahan who makes these decisions. So um what one thing I am worried about is I'm hoping it doesn't become I'm gonna pull Jimmy G this week, Trey will start, and then like this back and forth thing. I really hope it doesn't come to that because I think that's not gonna be good for the team. Because that's one thing I am worried about is if we start with Jimmy and Jimmy goes on a hot streak and goes to the trade deadline and we've only lost like one or two games, um, and we've won the rest, like and if we trade him and Trey starts and then Trey loses, like that's not gonna look good, and it's gonna be bad. Like I'm hoping that there's no like, I don't know. Like I just that's why I feel like Jimmy's not gonna go, um, and stuff. And I was watching another 49ers show and they were talking about this and um it was a really interesting question brought up about Jimmy and Trey, and like if Trey's ready, do you start Trey and trade Jimmy, or what do you do? Personally, if the 49ers are winning with Jimmy, I'm keeping Jimmy because if you get rid of him, that's going to change the dynamic of the team because you're getting rid of their quarterback who has won them the last, who has led them to a winning streak basically for the most part, or whatever is going on, um, and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a very interesting uh, situation to see. I'm really hoping that everything goes well. Um, I love both Jimmy and Trey. I think Trey has a lot of potential, and I am excited to see him play. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I am so excited that we got Trey. I think it was a good move. It was a lot of capital to give up, but I do think it was smart because we got a quarterback with a lot of talent and who I think will really thrive in Kyle's scheme and will do really well here um, in the long run. I think it was also a very smart move for the long term future of the team because I feel like that has put them in a really great position um, after Jimmy leaves because also Jimmy G is getting a little bit older, so we are not like he like I'm not Jimmy G's not super old, but he's still like it is very smart to have a backup plan in place. And I do think it was a good move because I was all for that move, even being a Jimmy G fan. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to really say about all of that stuff. It's going to be crazy. I feel like that storyline is still gonna be a big part of the season is just seeing what happens, seeing how Jimmy G does, seeing how Trey does in practice, and just waiting to see if Trey starts this season. Um, but I will say also, Kyle, I feel like Kyle's also not going to um, play games either. I hope. Like I know, I really hope he doesn't like pick and pull all this different stuff that some coaches do, like go with the hot hand with quarterbacks. So I feel like that's really tricky and stuff. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. So I'm gonna take a quick 1 minute ad break, and then we will be back. I'll talk a little bit more about other stuff Kyle said in his presser, and um, we will go on to Mike McDaniel's, and then I will double check, make sure no else news has broke since then. And yeah, here we go. All right, well, welcome back, guys. Also, thank you guys for tuning in. Please feel free to check out all of our info. We have our websites and the ticker down there, 905radio.com. Go check all that stuff out. I believe we do have all the links to our socials on there. We're on Twitter at 905R. We're still on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us on Twitch. It has been awesome being here on Twitch. I feel like we're doing really well over here so far. And yeah, I will do a more deep dive into that at the end of the show, but just quick reminder to go check all that stuff out. And please, if you have Amazon Prime, please consider using your free sub to subscribe to us, and give us a chance. And yeah, um, so back to the show. So Kyle also talked about Trey. He said Trey overall did really well. He was really happy with Trey so far in OTAs. He said he was able to go through it really well. He said something that was a little bit interesting to me. He said he's happy because Trey was able to just go through the training camp and complete all the stuff he wanted him to complete. And he says he's really happy when players can do that, and even if they don't do well. But he said Trey did do well. Um, so I think that's really great. I think an underrated thing of why we chose Trey Lance over some of the other quarterbacks is because um, I feel like Trey is underratedly very smart, and I feel like that reads well with Kyle's scheme because of how complicated it is. So I feel like that's a big reason why Kyle's very seems very happy with Trey and how all that's going. I'm pretty happy with that as well. Um, yeah, I mean, I know we're all excited to see him and to see him come back, and stuff like that, and just to see him play. I know we all are. We're all like waiting for it to happen. And stuff. So yeah, some positive stuff on Trey. I think that's really awesome. Um, I think hearing that he has done well and that Kyle is pleased with him so far is a good sign. It means he's doing stuff right and keeping up and all that stuff, and that's what you want to hear. Um, Kyle also talks a bit about D'Amico Ryan as the new defensive coordinator. He says he's very happy with how everything's going so far at D'Amico, and that he's very comfortable talking and bringing up concerns if he needs to. And he's just D'Amico's been waiting for this opportunity for a long time, and so he's very happy for D'Amico, and he's very excited to be working with D'Amico and stuff like that. So I thought that was good. It's not super huge or anything, but it was really nice to hear. I think an underrated thing about this team is that a lot of them all get along, and it all seems to be um, really good stuff. And it's nice to see that like the coaching staff are comfortable, like not like calling stuff out or bringing up concerns if they have stuff. I think that's really good. Um, and stuff, and underrated that they feel comfortable that they're able to do that. Um, he gives a quick update on um, D Ford and Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa was there during OTAs. He wasn't really able to participate in much, but he was there um, and stuff because he is still rehabbing. But it sounds like everything has been going good for Boza. Boza's on the path to be able to return for training camp in July. So we'll probably see a lot more of Nick there. And we honestly will probably get a presser back around that time. So that's really sounds like a really good sign. Um, Also, Kyle did say that regardless that they have gotten the rest of the OTAs and stuff canceled, he is still keeping a lot of the rookies around. So I think that's just to make sure that working with them a little bit more, talking with them, or doing something with them, which I think is good to make sure that the rookies are doing good. Um, he also gave a quick update on D Ford. D Ford has been rehabbing in Santa Clara in the near the facilities since February. So D Ford has taken a break and has left, which makes a lot of sense because if he's been there since February and this is his first time leaving, that's a long time. So uh, he says they're taking it easy. They're hoping not to agitate his back. Just seeing how he's going, but he says everything seems to be doing pretty good. Um, Nothing too huge, but he is optimistic about D Ford and him being back in training camp. They're just trying to keep it up and make sure they don't re-aggravate anything or cause any more problems. But with back injuries, they're very very tricky. So hopefully it's not too. Um, we'll just see what happens. I don't know. Um, I don't like because I don't even know if we know for sure. Like, do we know for sure what kind of like back injury it is? Is it like a spasm? Like, what is it? Because that could be interesting uh to see. But yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. Um, yeah, and I mean that's pretty much it for Kyle's presser. He didn't really have anything else really. I mean the big thing canceling the rest of OTAs. The way he said it makes a lot of sense. The guys, since we did have such a full return with OTAs, since they are voluntary and all, like they pretty much had like everybody come except and participate except for the people who are rehabbing is amazing, and that shows a lot that they all are very dedicated and stuff. I think that's the big thing. The injuries, there's nothing else you can really do about that, and just some nice little tidbits coming out from camp and stuff like that. And then we get Mike McDaniel's presser. So this is his first presser as OC. It's really cool to see him and to hear from him. I think he did a really great job. Because I don't think I've seen him being interviewed anywhere else, like anything before. Um, so he is officially, his title is OC, but from the way he explained it, Kyle still has a lot of like the control, but he Mike has a lot of input into it from what it sounds like, and he can offer suggestions. So like if Kyle says they need I don't know, they need like plays out of shotgun or something like that. They did he's able to rely on Mike to help come up with stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. It seems like it's going to be a good collaborative experience. Mike has also been with Kyle for a very long time. He's been there with him, I guess, on most of his teams for 14 years since Kyle started in Houston. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. That was great to know. He went to Yale, so he's obviously very smart. Um, and stuff. Mike gave some really positive thoughts on Trey and on Jaymie and stuff. He had a very long press conference, but a lot of it was kind of walking around stuff and whatnot. Um, he talked about himself as a coach and what positives he has, and he says he's a good listener and he's very happy with the environment because there's not a lot of players are accepting of um, criticism, like constructive criticism, which I think is which is good. So nobody feels weird about if like it goes bad and stuff like that, and whatnot. And I mean, uh, there's some more, but it's all very like non-specific kind of stuff. He's enjoyed working with um the team. He's liked his new promotion, his new title. He got a lot of compliments on that. I'm really excited to see how this dynamic, if it changes anything, because even though Kyle says, I wonder if he's gonna get more input and stuff, and like, he wasn't very clear because one of the reporters asked if he's going to be able to call certain drives and stuff, like if Kyle's going to give him control to call plays on certain drives and stuff, and he wasn't super clear on that, but for the most part, it sounds like it's gonna be like still be like a team effort. Um, he did give a really kind of cool perspective. Like since he did go to Yale, people asked like, why did you go into coaching? Why didn't you use your Yale degree for something else? And he said he wasn't very passionate about a lot of stuff except for football, so that's what he ended up doing after a while. So I think that was really interesting. I think since he also end up I think he ended up coaching D'Amico. I think he was on the coaching staff with D'Amico Ryan, which is funny. Because I guess D'Amico was on the Houston Texans as the linebacker when he was there. I forgot what exactly his title was, but um whenever he was coaching, I guess, or at least on the staff when D'Amico was playing, still playing. So I thought that was interesting. And yeah, he's pretty much followed Kyle everywhere. A lot of positive stuff coming out. He, um, yeah, I mean, there was a lot, but it wasn't also a lot. I really um got a lot of like he's excited. He's very smart. Him and Kyle are going to work together. Um, and he likes the room. He feels like a lot of the players are good with taking the criticism and stuff. And he's very excited about his new role and stuff like that. And I'm pretty excited for him. He seems like he's a very good guy, even though he's been known as our run game coordinator. He says he's still really good with the passing stuff. So I think that's really exciting. Um, I'm just excited to see like if he comes up with new stuff or like what happens if they do different stuff like that. And whatnot. That's what I'm really excited about. And whatnot. I wonder if I could um share my screen. I don't know if I can uh yet or not. Let me see if I could try to do something. Let me see if I could do a screen. Because if I could do that would actually be kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Ah, okay. Okay, cool. So we could do this. So here is his presser. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a good one that I forgot. Okay, we're good to add. All right, so that's all I'm gonna play. He had a lot of comments like that. Stop sharing. Wait. Yeah. So he had a lot of comments like that. He did end up talking about. I just remember he talked about Mohamed Sanu, and Mohamed Sanu looked really great. This training camp better than he did beforehand, which I think is good. I think he's in a more healthier um, position coming in, and he's very excited about him coming to the team. I think we definitely desperately needed more of a veteran presence on that team to help Debo and Brandon, because even though they're very talented and very much the future, they're still very young. Um, and after losing Kendrick Bourne and other players in free agency, it's nice to have somebody who has a lot of experience beyond the team. But yeah, he is a very interesting interview. He's obviously this is his first one. I believe it was his first one as OC. This is the first one I remember seeing pop up. Um, so yeah, that was all very exciting. So I'm gonna do a quick wrap up, and then I'm going to clean. Then I'm going to do some finish up doing another round of housekeeping stuff. So yeah, so summarize. Another quick shout out. Happy birthday, Joe Montana. To the goat. Um, and stuff. Obviously, I think it's awesome. Um, man, I know I'm very young and stuff a lot younger than some of you guys, but sometimes I wish I can go back and just experience all that back back in the day. It would have been so cool. Must have been so awesome. Um, we did have those significant injuries just in school, and more are both out for the year. After school tore his ACL and more tore his Achilles. Um, Wishing all the best to them. Hope they have a very safe and um, recover full recovery and that everything goes well. I do believe that Moore posted on social media that his surgery to fix his Achilles went well, so that's good. I haven't heard anything about school, but I'm hoping that when he does have his surgery, if that is, which is probably what's going to end up being needed to happen, goes well. Um, there's not going to be any OTAs next week, or any mini camps or whatnot. So the next stuff that we'll see, next practice stuff is in July for the regular training camps. So we would definitely be keeping you updated. It's probably going to be a little bit slower of a news cycle coming up the next couple of weeks. So bear with us. We will try to come up with some stuff to talk about. But yeah, just keep that in mind because we're not going to have that much content to talk about because this is normally when a big dead period comes out. Then once we come back from training camp, we hit that, then we go straight into preseason. Then football's here, so just hang in with us a little bit longer. And then once we hit training camp, we are full go. We are getting ready for the start of the season, and we'll be going. Um, Jimmy G's had a lot of positive press come out from training camp, which is awesome. Trey Lance has had a lot of positive thoughts on um, positive feedback coming out of training camp. D'Amico Ryan has a lot of positive buzz as defensive coordinator, so that's really awesome. I'm really excited to see what D'Amico does, honestly. Positive stuff about Debo and Boza coming back. Hopefully they both come back and are healthy and all that fun stuff. And yeah, and then Mike McDaniels is starting to do pressers, which is awesome. It's uh, nice to do, um, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I really like hearing from Mike because we haven't really heard from him before, so I think it's great. And I'm really excited to see if they how him being promoted if how changes everything because his answer was kind of vague and stuff. So like it sounds like it's still going to be a collaborative effort, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, um, that is pretty much it for our show. Yeah, thank you guys all for joining me. If you see this in a replay, thank you guys for watching. I'm really appreciate it. So some quick housekeeping. Follow the website nanofifradio.com. We have some awesome blogs. Dylan has been posting some new blogs coming out. He just posted one about our O line, and yeah, I don't know if that has the updates with school. I think it does. But yeah, go check those out. Check out our shop, nanofifradio.com/shop. We have some awesome stuff coming out from that. We have a new fall clothing line coming out soon. Please go check that out. Um, our main man has done a lot of hard work on that, so please go check that out. Yeah, follow us on our socials. We're on Twitter at NanoFearfulR. Um, we're on Facebook and Instagram at NanoFearful Radio. If you follow those, you'll be able to keep updated with our schedules and seeing all the one of our shows because we have upped a lot of our shows. So we have pretty much 5 shows a week now. We have our main show on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's our main show. We have our main guy in Jason, our main guy in 905 Radio, our your boy 905 Faithful, and Jason talking about any news and stuff, and they do a great job. Go check that out. We have Prime Time by Mr. Nice Guy. That is at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. So it was yeah, 9 p.m. on Wednesday, 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. My bad. He does an awesome job as well. Um, he talks about his thoughts and everything going on. So yeah, definitely go check that out. And then our main guy has 2 other shows. He does a rewind show, and then he just has a show where he wants to talk to faithful. So if you guys are interested in popping up, please hit us up on any of our socials. Our main guy will get in touch with you, and then yeah, you have a chance to talk to him and appear on that show. Whether you could talk about anything, I think anything Niner related. So yeah, definitely go hit him up, see what's going on. To definitely keep up with our socials and all that fun stuff. Um, um, we are still doing stuff on YouTube. We are posting a lot of stuff still over there. So please keep updated with that. Make sure you subscribe over there. Keep updated. All that fun stuff. And whatnot. Um, yeah. We even though we have moved pretty much over here to Twitch, we are still doing stuff over on YouTube. And finally our Twitch, which is what you guys are here on. Um, we are at 95 Radio on Twitch, which is what you guys are watching on. Please feel free to use that free Prime subscription thing if you have your Amazon Prime and Twitch connected. You get 1 free subscription a month. Please feel free to use it on us. We love it. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help benefit us. But if you feel free if you have the opportunity to please subscribe, pay for a subscription. It'll help us out tremendously. It'll keep us going. We all put in a lot of work um, to keep all of this stuff going. I know it might not seem a lot, but we do put in a lot of effort and a lot of work. We have a lot of awesome people in our group, so we love it. We love to hear from you guys, and feel free to comment and stuff too. We love to hear from you guys as well. Um, and if you guys have any opinions, any constructive opinions or whatnot, feel free to let us know. We are working very hard for you guys. We have a lot of awesome stuff coming up. We are gearing up for the beginning of the season. We are all really excited. So yeah. And I think that pretty much covers all of that stuff. So yeah. Um, I'll try to see if there's a way to leave a link to all these. If you just go to our main Twitch account, we have links to all of our socials and everything up there. So yeah, make sure you go check that out. And let your friends know about us. If you haven't said anything, let us know that we exist. We're trying very hard to keep going. We love to have new people follow us and all that fun stuff. So yeah, um, we love doing what we do. We're all huge 49er fans, and we have put in a lot of effort and a lot of stuff to keep going over here. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. Pretty much it. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Jaymie, and we will see you guys on Sunday for I believe is that a rewind show? I believe so. Let me see. I have to look at a different point. But yeah, we have another show coming up on Sunday at I believe 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please go check that out. And yeah, and our stream schedule is up on YouTube. We have a graphic for it. So yeah, please definitely go free to definitely go and check all that awesome stuff out. So yeah, so I'm going to run one more little intro and then we are good. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. Peace, love, and happiness. Take care. And as always, go Niners.
They are at the 44-yard line of the Chargers. Taylor out to the left side. And Ricky Waters to the right. And a play fake. Young goes deep middle. He's got Jerry Rice. Touchdown 49ers. First touchdown of the game. Comes after only a minute and 24 seconds. 44 yards. Touchdown pass to Rice. He sets another record. Rice flipped them both there in a 2 deep zone. And he got behind